Hello, it's me, Andy from Blitz Gaming. Hope you're all having a great day. It's lovely in the UK at this moment in time. Okay, today's video, a few bits, talk about AMD, Intel and Nvidia. Nvidia's 7 series, Nvidia 4000 series, 4080 and a 4090. Now, just in case you don't know, the 4090 12 gig version is actually a 4070. It has the SKU of 104, which has always been the 70 card. Nvidia has decided to sell it as a 4090 just to rip you off, because they said, well, we want £900, $900 for a 4070. You'd be saying, well, I ain't paying that. Well, so they decided to just change the number to rip us off. And when you compare it against the 16 gig version, it's got 2,000 less CUDA cores. So they're two different SKUs. It doesn't matter how you look at it, they ain't the same chip at the end of the day. Yeah, Nvidia's being crafty. It's totally out of order by Nvidia. It's a disgrace, really. But yeah, on top of that, if you plan to buy one of those free cards, make sure you buy an ATX version 3 power supply. Now, the reason being, there was a video, I'm pretty sure it's a Gamers Nexus video, basically saying the power cables you get, which are going to be available for graphic cards, are catching fire, burning out. And they do it pretty quick. They don't do it 3 hours, 4 hours later. They do it pretty fast, apparently. Now, the reason being, obviously, these cards were designed to work with an ATX 3 power supply, not an ATX 2 power supply. So people come up with, okay, we've supplied cables to fit an ATX 2 power supply, but it's not working the way it should be working. Now, how much has been affected, if the problem's been fixed, don't know. No one's really reported anywhere that it's been fixed. Just that it was a problem. Now, if you look at the ATX 3 version power supply with the new 12-pin fitting versus the ATX 2 12-pin fitting, there's a difference. One's got a little bracket underneath. Can't show you a picture because I can't find one. So, I don't have one. I'm not quite sure what the bit underneath is, but I think it's to do with the way it talks, the GPU and the power supply talk to each other. The way it ramps up nice and smoothly, and I think what's happening on the old one, it's ramping up too fast and burning out. So yeah, don't go buying one of these new GPUs without buying an ATX 3 power supply. Now, the worst of it, I can't see one anywhere available in the UK. That might be different around the world, but in the UK, I can't see any. Now, if you go to Cool Masters website, Corsair, Thermaltake, they're all saying, yeah, we've got these new power supplies, but no one's listed anywhere at all. I think Overclockers, it might have been Scan, they had someone there pre-order for Thermaltake ones, which were over 1,000 watt, and they were like £200 upwards. So yeah, lots of money for a power supply, but let's wait for the rest to come out before we get it. I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to risk my GPU. It's not just your GPU. I mean, you might get your house on fire. So, yeah, don't do the risk. Don't risk it. Wait. If you have to wait, wait for the ATX 3 power supply. And then yeah, you can buy the GPU, but just have to wait for the power supply to turn up before you use it. So it's a bit of a pain, really, but unfortunately, that's what's happened. Yeah, the power supplies really should have come out a little while ago, but I don't know why there's been a delay. Bit of a pain, really, but that's life. Yeah, I mean, it might be okay on a 4080, but a 4090, I definitely wouldn't even risk it. But mind you, even a 4080, I'm spending at least £900 on a graphic card. I want to make sure it works and don't get burned out. So yeah, don't risk your graphic card. Now, the other thing with the Nvidia stuff, I don't think it's entirely true what Nvidia is saying. Now we know where they all sort of exaggerate everything. But if you look at the benchmarks they've done, now I only have one of the games, Cyberpunk. They were saying, no, we're doing 100 frames, yeah, on the new ray tracing DLS out. And then it's like, okay, he's turned off then, because he's only doing 20. Yeah, I was like, really? I thought that's not what I get. Yeah, so I got for a 3080. When I turn DLS on quality mode, ray tracing on max, run at 1440p, I get 60 frames a second. Yeah, sort of varies between 55 and 60 frames a second. Yeah. So I don't know where they're getting where you do lousy. Now they're not comparing it to the last cards. So if I'm getting 60, then they're saying you get 100. Well, I'm only 40 frames down. I'm not 80 frames down like they're stating. It's 40 frames down on a 3080. Yeah. And obviously if you had a 3090, it would be even better. So it's not that bad at all. They're just exaggerating the truth. So yeah, it'd be nice to see the official benchmarks when they turn up. Yeah. Okay, there were some good things at the end of the day about it. Oh, this new way it does the next frame. Can't think what they call it now. It's got the AI doing it. Now, when you think about it, it may be a bad idea more than a good idea. Okay, yeah, it's quicker. But we don't know how quick because obviously it's not available on second gen cards or the first gen cards. Again, Nvidia just making you buy a new card. So yeah, if it's guessing, because it's guessing, it's AI, it's guessing what the next frame's going to be. So if it's guessing, that means it can make a mistake. So you may get artifacts on the screen. Yeah, bad idea. Now the other things what I've read up on where a lot of places are saying, now if you look at the way the benchmark's been done on Cyberpunk and Flight Simulator, they're doing a straight line. Yeah, getting the best possible frame rate out of it, nice and straight, no problem. Apparently when it goes around corners, yeah, that frame rate drops quite a bit. So yeah, again, and some apparently said there's been artifacts as well. Again, we don't know how true this is because we don't have one. Yeah, so let's give them the benefit of doubt. Rumour mill's always, it can be true, it can be a bit funny, you don't know. So yeah, I wouldn't jump the gun too quick. I'd wait until people start benchmarking these graphic cards before you buy one. Because there's a lot of money, and if it don't perform the way it's supposed to be, you've wasted your money. So don't jump the gun, just wait until everyone's done a review, see how it performs against the last cards. Again, I think Nvidia are exaggerating the truth. Yes, powerful card on paper, but we've seen that before, powerful cards on paper, and they don't perform well. So, yeah, again, wait for the reviews. Okay, the positive things I thought was good were the modelling side of it. Now, when I done the Skyrim, I can't remember what one, Morrowind, and then they modified it using their software, I thought that was really good. I really liked that. I thought that was good, bringing the game up to date. Now, I've got a funny feeling Nvidia are going to start charging you for that. So, how that works, I don't know. Just hopefully it don't. I mean, I personally like to get my hands on it and try it out, but I don't have a 4080 or 4090, so I can't try it out. So it's a pain. I don't plan to buy one. I think they're too dear. Ridiculous amounts of money. I'm not paying that money. I'm sorry. That's just madness. You're basically staying. If you want a mid-tier card, buy the 30 series. I mean, that's madness, really. Basically, Nvidia wants to make sure they sell their old stock, and I want to make sure they sell their old stock at a decent price. They don't want to give it away. So they're forcing you to pay silly amounts of money for stuff. So you've got to remember, the 3080, if we didn't have the pandemic and we didn't have all the miners, the retail price was $500. Yeah. So they've gone from 500 to 1100. Yeah. It just shows you. They only want about money now. They don't care. So I suggest we all wait for AMD release their cards, so we see what's the best of the batch. Now hopefully AMD will take advantage of Nvidia's situation, and I hope it's a very competitive card and they put the prices down to normal. But I've got this funny feeling AMD, if you look at the 7000 series platform, it ain't cheap. It's like, we want your bucks. But that's hopefully, we can just hope AMD don't come greedy on the graphic cards. Now they're due out in 4 weeks time, or 5 weeks time, so it ain't that far away, AMD's 7000 series graphic cards. So let's wait. Okay, also, today's video, AMD CPUs finally been released. Now I've ordered some. I've ordered a 7600X, a Gigabyte Aorus motherboard, 760 or whatever it is, not the E version. It's a pain really. I like to have had the E version, but don't want silly amounts of money. And DDR5 memory, 32 gigs of DDR5, Kingston memory, running out CL32. Okay, so you've got the memory. Now one of the things what did get on my nerves a little bit, AMD stated, well, all the benchmarks what have been available at this time, they're all using 6000 CL30 memory. Now I can't find CL30 memory anywhere. And when I went to Gigabyte's website, there's one thing I wanted to do for memory. I wanted to get the Expo profile settings, and all the listings on the retailers don't show you if it's got Expo. That's because their website's a bit out of date. But I went to the Gigabyte's website, well, for the motherboard, checked the memory settings, and it told you on their listing if the memory's got Expo or XMP profiles. So I'll make sure I've got the Expo version, which is the Kingston Renegade memory. And the funny thing is, on the Gigabyte's motherboard listing, on there it doesn't say anything about CL30 memory as well. So I don't know where this memory come from. I mean, I'd like to have had it. I mean, it might cost more money, but I couldn't find a CL30 anywhere. Now, talking about motherboards, motherboards, they're a ridiculous amount of money. Now, the board I've got, the Gigabyte board. Now, I bought, remember last year, I'd done, beginning of this year, I did the 690, I think it was the 690, same board for the Intel Outer Lake processors, and that's like £50–60 cheaper. So I don't know why motherboards have gone really dear. Now if you go back to even my AM4, I've got an Acer Strix motherboard in there. It's got exactly the same features as this Gigabyte board, and again it's £50–60 cheaper. So I don't know why motherboards have suddenly gone up. Now this has not got the 670E chipset, the one I got. They do one after that, the Master and Elite, and they wanted an extra £200. Okay, there is a few other features added. It's like, okay, 200 quid more. I ain't going to pay you another £200. I don't think anyone should be paying £300 for a motherboard. Motherboards is going through the roof. The most important part of your computer is the processor. Nothing should be dearer than a processor. That includes graphic cards. Graphic cards, again, stupid amounts of money. We all know that. It's not right. It needs to be stopped. It's sickening, really. The prices of computer parts, it's disgusting. So yeah, so we've got those parts. They will turn up sometime next week. Now I should have got them by the weekend, but there's obviously a strike going on. So in the postie, so we got to wait for the delay. Now I've also ordered the 13 7600K because it's available to pre-order, and that should come, well, according to what the post, the email I've got, it probably come before this lot comes. So we might be benchmarking the Intel stuff first before we do the AMD stuff. Because obviously then we can do the 7600X, 13600X K versus 12600K, and we might do the 5600G. I haven't got an X, but I've got the G version. See how much they've all gone up in performance over the last 12 months. So yeah, it was worthwhile. Now I do believe when Raptor Lake turns up, I do believe in Intel. I do believe that AMD will cut their prices. Because if you go by the listing of Intel processors, they are cheaper than AMD. Now if they're competitive, I mean we're talking about very, very close to each other. There's no point AMD being £50, £100 dearer than Intel. They're never going to sell their processors, especially when we're paying more money for motherboards. So, and to make it worse, Intel still supports DDR4. So, yeah, so AMD would have to put their prices down. So I suggest to everybody, wait till Raptor Lake comes out. Now the other thing is I can't order yet, but as soon as they come up, now they should be available I think the 12th. I've got a funny feeling it might be a paper launch. They're not on any retailer yet. Intel's Arc. Now if they do turn up between here and the 12th, or even on the 12th, we should order them. Now they've got two versions, the 750 and the 770. One's $289 and the other one's $329. What that will be in pounds, I don't know. The pound's collapsed, so we better pay more money. On top of that, and if it didn't collapse, we're paying more money. So, yeah. So yeah, bit like I'll get them in because it's the 770. It's basically 3060 speed. Now at this time, I won't buy a 3060. Even though if I can get my hands on one off eBay for cheap, I'll get a 3060 because AMD's RX 6600 beats Nvidia's 3060 hands down. At the end of the day, yeah, I mean, what gets on my nerves? It's been like that from day one. AMD's 6600 beats the 3060, hands down, but Nvidia will still want more money for it. So I can't quite work out why you would pay more money for it. You know, in up to £100 more in some cases. It's just ridiculous. I mean, to be honest, the 3060 is not worth it. Now, good thing about it, if you watch Intel's latest video, they do state on there themselves that yes, video cards, especially from Nvidia, are way out of control. That's why they've stated we're going to sell theirs for $289 and $329. They both come with 8 gig of memory. They do a 16 gig SKU on their website. That's obviously going to be more money. But to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't worry about it. If you're going to run in 1080p, I won't worry about it because okay, it's still the same SKU. Okay, you get more memory, but the clock, they don't do a faster GPU after that. The 770 is the maximum speed they do. So you're not going to go against a 3070 Ti or 3080. So that's not going to happen to Intel release Battle Mage. Yeah, Intel's Arc. It looks promising. Hopefully all the drivers are now working fine. Otherwise Intel's in trouble. Now lucky for them, Nvidia, now I don't know about AMD yet, hopefully they will not release a mid-range SKU. If they do, then basically Intel's 3060 version, 770, won't sell very well because it'll be way underpowered performance wise. Now it's got promising numbers. It does come with its own version of DLS and ray tracing, so we'll be putting it all through the paces hopefully in the next couple of weeks to see how well it works. So yeah, hopefully yeah, it goes well for Intel. Now I'll be buying if I get my hands on the Intel versions, because they're going to be the cheapest. I'm not going to wait for an Asus or a Gigabyte card. It ain't worth spending the money. Now, if Intel is basically stating that at the end of the day, graphic cards are too dear, and yes, we want to sell them at $289, there's no point buying a non-reference one, because they'll just be way more money, and I don't want to spend any more money. End of story. It's not worth it. If you're going to buy a top end card, yeah, you want to make sure you get a really good one, nice quiet one, well cooled. But when you're doing low end, yeah, you can get away with a reference design to a degree. Since Intel drivers are not really fully optimised yet, I don't think you'll see a massive performance increase if you did buy a third party SKU card. So yeah, we'll see. We'll get them, hopefully, as I said, next week, and but that will really, really good. So yeah, so that's the graphic cards out of the way. Again, we've got art coming, and hopefully it'll be all honky dory. On top of that, something else, we've got some more stuff from EK, but what we purchased. Finally got me radiator. I mean, it's big, this weighs a ton. This is a full size 480 red. So we've got four 120 fans going on there. This is the extreme version, so it's I think 58mm thick. So yeah, we've got the white version. Like I said, try and get a white case if we can. Can't seem to find one yet. But we may end up using my Corsair 7000B, which has been sitting in a box. I've never opened the box yet. I've had it for like 2 years. It's just been sitting there. And then we got an EK heat gun. Okay, yeah, they do plenty of heat guns on Amazon at cheaper price, and you get other features. But the EK one, now I couldn't see it on the Amazon and anywhere else. But on the EK, it stands up. So obviously when you're doing a pipe, you can bend it. Where all the others are not designed to do that. They're just designed to burn paint off your door or your woodwork. So yeah, got that as well. So all I've got to do now is buy the pipe and the fittings to put it all together. But at the moment, I don't know what I'm going to put in there. I personally want a 3D chip, but they're not available until next year. So we'll probably end up doing the build slowly over time to get it right. Again, it's my first water build. Don't want to rush it, want to make sure it works and don't blow it up with water leaks. So yeah, it'd be nice to do and hopefully get up and running. So yeah, so the next video for me will be the benchmarking. Now all our benchmarking will now be going over to DirectX 11, Windows 11, because now they've updated Windows to 22H2. So yeah, we'll do that. Oh, by the way, if I forgot to tell you, I'll tell you again. If you have updated the Windows 11 with the latest version, you may find that if you're using Nvidia graphic cards, you get a lot of stuttering. Nvidia have released a fix, but it's a beta fix. There is a problem running the latest build. To get around it, you can either go back to the old build and we solve the problem, or just wait for Nvidia to fix it. So the stuttering problem. It's all right on AMD apparently. It's just an Nvidia thing. So that's life. Okay, that's me done nattering, and I will see you on the next video next week when we go back to benchmarking and testing motherboards and CPUs and all sorts of stuff. Okay, that is all. Please do a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so. Bye all.